Welcome back. Football is a big part of life in the Tuszka family. Brothers Jarrod and Derrek are both defensive ends at NDSU, but share many other passions together on and off the field as well. Brian Shawn has more in this week's Bison Breakdown.
Jarrod and Derrek Tuszka have been teammates for life.
We're always doing stuff together. We're together every day. I mean, nothing's changed since we were 3 years old until now.
Growing up, we were always playing all the sports together, so I always got to do everything first.
The two brothers grew up in small town South Dakota after their parents decided to leave the big city life in Minneapolis behind.
When Derrek was 8 months old, we decided to move back to Warner, South Dakota, to my hometown. And there's about 500 people that live in Warner. It's a small farming community.
Everybody's related in some way, shape, or form, so the kids didn't have a lot of opportunities to get their nose in trouble, and if they did, I'd hear about it before they got home.
Jarrod and Derrek were exposed to a number of different activities growing up: fishing, hunting, taekwondo, and even scuba diving. They also played basketball and ran track in high school, but were drawn to the gridiron, becoming the third generation of Tuszkas to play college football.
Both Jarrod and Derrek are physical kind of guys and didn't find the physicality that they liked in those other sports. Again, gravitating to football based on a grandpa, dad, and just being around it.
Grandfather Rhodey was a running back at the University of Minnesota in the late 1950s, while Father Mark went on to play at Minnesota Duluth as a defensive lineman and standout kicker, earning tryouts in the NFL.
Football has been huge in our household. That's all we've really known growing up and stuff. Hearing stories from his high school and college career and after that, it just really led us to football.
Just from all the football camps in the summers to all the lifting and just working out, and he was always the biggest motivator, and he was at pretty much every one of our athletic meets. I can't think of the last time he's missed anything.
Jarrod was the first to leave home, deciding to join the North Dakota State football program as a defensive end. A couple of years later, Derrek decided to follow.
You know, I was pulling for NDSU a little bit, but I told him, I was like, go someplace where you're going to want to spend the next 5 years, because it doesn't make sense going somewhere where it's just going to, you know, be a burden and be like a job to go do and stuff. You want to have fun.
We were really close growing up, so when I got that opportunity to keep playing with him and go to school with him, I couldn't pass it up.
It's no better feeling than coaching those two as brothers, just because they both compete against each other. It's been awesome coaching both of them.
Mark and Stacy follow their sons all over the country to watch them compete, making new connections and becoming part of a different herd along the way.
We're getting to meet people from different communities, and they've embraced us. You know, at tailgating, you know, we're a part of their families. Our kids are an extension of theirs. So there's a lot of camaraderie that's been developed over a period of time.
They love traveling all over, being able to check out different places and build relationships with other players' families and parents, and then just being able to watch us play on Saturdays. They have a blast.
We develop our travel plans together, so we're actually on the same flights, stay in the same hotels. We share car rentals and, you know, whatnot.
The two brothers spend numerous hours every week living and breathing football.
Snap under pressure, rolling left, he's sacked again! Jarrod Tuszka!
But when they find time to get away, it's to the skies they go, with Derrek earning his private pilot's license just over a year ago.
Growing up on a farm, there was a guy, Mike Harmon, who he used to spray our crops in a plane, and I always thought that was the coolest thing ever. And so he kind of got me into flying and stuff and helped me out and kind of showed me the direction to go and helped me get into it.
That was something Derrek got excited about, he was passionate about, he did the work, and we've been supportive of that. We look at it as part of his education.
Got his own plane, I like to fly. That's the first time for me coaching somebody that's actually a pilot.
It's awesome. It's awesome. He lets me fly with him and stuff, and he's let me fly before. It's really cool.
I'm getting a little better. He's taken me up a couple times with him, and so now I'm a little more comfortable with it. But yeah, the first time I got in that airplane, it's awful little.
Derrek has already logged 250 hours of flight time, earning 3 different ratings, and it's become more than just a hobby.
I plan to do it as a career, and then eventually come back onto the farm and then kind of do my agricultural stuff then.
But as to whether or not he will dust his own crops, that has yet to be decided.
I'd like to. My family doesn't like that idea, but we'll see.
Jarrod's college football career will come to an end in the next month or two, and his days on the field with his younger brother will officially be over.
It goes fast, so you gotta make the most of the time that you have here and stuff. And you know, I'm excited for the next chapter of my life when it's done and stuff. But right now, I mean, the season's going really well for us, and it's been a lot of fun.
It's been a great ride, and we're not done yet.
We're not done yet, and as I tell other people, our sons, have more jewelry than most, and jewelry that some women would be very envious of based on these national championship rings. So again, we're at the right place at the right time.
Jarrod is one of 20 seniors on the Bison roster that will play their final regular season game on Saturday at Illinois State. With a victory, NDSU would clinch the outright Missouri Valley Conference title. Very cool. Well, when we come back, the North Dakota volleyball team is heading into Big Sky tournament play. We'll hear from head coach Mark Pryor and take a look at the bracket situation for the Fighting Hawks. This is Midco Sports Tonight.
Midco Sports Tonight, presented by Avera Orthopedics.